What's shaking, people? It's your boy Doom Killer HD. Sit back and relax. You are now rocking with the best. And welcome to another segment of Fire on Trash, where we take your favorite YouTuber, Twitch streamer, content creator, and ask them a series of questions really fast. The only thing they can answer is fire or trash. Fire or trash, fire or trash. The only thing you can answer to the questions I ask. Fire or trash, fire or trash. The only thing you can answer to the questions I ask. Fire or is it trash? Fire or trash. Let's hope I'm being Avengers. Maybe having some laughs. You tuning into Excelsior and now podcast. About to ask you some questions. Gotta answer them fast. The only thing you can answer is fire or trash. You only got 30 seconds to share this. Popcorn pop, you know what the deal is. If you're ready, let's go. Let the good time flow. Then let it up. Fire or trash, fire or trash. The only thing you can answer to the questions I ask. Fire or trash, fire or trash. The only thing you can answer to the questions I ask. Fire or is it trash? Fire or trash, fire or trash. Is it fire or trash? Fire or trash? Fire or trash? Fire or trash, fire or trash. The only thing you can answer to the questions I ask. Fire or trash, fire or trash. The only thing you can answer to the questions I ask. Fire or is it trash? Fire or trash, fire or trash. Is it fire or trash?
What's shaking, people? It's Doom Killer HD. Sit back and relax. You are now rocking with the best. Let's go! It's the weekly wrap up, the home of the hot news. Break it down, bite size, so it's easier to consume. All facts, no cap. We winning and can't lose. Is it fire or trash? The only thing you can choose. Discussing all of the topics, using reason and logic. Deep diving through these trailers, so if you miss it, we spotted superheroes and villains from gaming to television. Smash like, hit subscribe, ring the bell, never miss it. Let's go! Lazily bon ton roulette, which means let the good times roll. Peace out, people. What's shaking, people? It's your boy, Doom Killer HD. Sit back and relax. You are now rocking with the best. Man, it's been a long time. Happy New Year, Merry Christmas, all of that goes with it. We are back with the weekly wrap-up, and we've got a star-studded cast tonight. We got some people that's going to talk some Suicide Squad who's played the game, then went and flew out and played the game again. We got a couple of them. We've got one of the biggest YouTubers to just hit the scene and murk it real quick. And we got that boy from across the water as well. So we're going to get the peep and popping. Let's go. What's popping? How y'all doing out there in the chat? Let me see who's here. While y'all doing that, smash that damn like button, people. Let's go. Nate Clips, Corey Hallis, Khalida Plays, Jake Cohn Prime, Splash, my boy Slight Stardust is in the building. Fez's Nerdy Life is here. Iron Smash Web, Pewter Odin. Man, we got a star-studded damn chat and everything. So let's get it popping, people. First up, let's bring on a man who
They just call them money bags, and y'all know who I'm talking about when I call them money bags. So what's good with it, Mr. J Shock Blast? What's hood, homeboy?
What's hood? We're starting right now. Let's go.
Next up, we've got my.
That is the quickest ejection in the history of wrap up.
How you been, bro? It's been so long, dude. How are you, man?
I mean, living the dream. You know what I mean?
I know. I don't. I don't get flued out by WB. I don't understand that dream, bro. I mean, let me stop, dude. Congrats to you on that for sure, man. Let's bring in a little bit of Southern comfort in the picks, man. You know what I'm saying? If y'all don't know what I'm talking about, y'all about to know in like 3, 2, 1. What's good with it, LeJune?
Mm-hmm. I like how you did that little Southern thing. I like that.
Mr. Fluid out number 2. Okay.
Hey,
Okay.
it's a surprise to me.
Fluid outs in here, man.
It's a surprise to me.
I started telling the story backstage, but we'll finish it once everybody's here about how I found out Lejeune was there.
Okay.
It's great.
Let's go fishing across that pond real quick. Let's go bring in somebody who is a Spider-Man junkie but has joined the Suicide Squad bandwagon. What's good with it, Star?
I am obsessed with the way you did that intro, by the way. You're like, the cool creators that got sent out to WB, the biggest rising star of YouTube, and the British one. Yeah, I got the big guys, and you got the one that the British one. I had to get someone in it.
Bro,
I had to fill in the slots.
No. I literally, you were one of the first people who I really wanted to get on the podcast because of yours.
I'm only joking. It was funny though. It made me laugh because it was proper hype. It was like, yo, yeah, they went to WB. Yo, yeah, Sadat's killing it. And you're like, yeah, British one.
Come on, man. I'm sorry.
It was funny. I liked it.
Spider-Man reincarnated. How about that? Is that better?
I mean, it is. I mean, depending on what you read, his life's not going too great at the moment. Never is, but yeah.
Oh, Spider UK. How about that? Everybody loves Hobby right now.
I'm not getting cancelled for that. that was. I didn't say that.
You know what? Let's just break off Sadat and get it over. Let's go with Sadat.
My fellow naysayer.
What's up, my naysayers?
Yo, so all right, let's just go ahead and get on into it. I was going to talk about a whole bunch of other stuff like Spider-Man and the crazy fanatics they got, but Suicide Squad has just killed it this week. So the weekly wrap up is about the Suicide Squad, y'all. That's what we're going to do. So the NDA is lifted. We are able to discuss whatever we like to about what we played, and plus we've got the 2 flued out, so we get to talk a little bit more. But let's talk about how many hours you spent on the alpha, Sadat the Gamer.
About 20.
20? Slight Stardust, how many hours you get in?
I'd say about the same, about 20.
Oh, Lord. I'm gonna ask Jay Shock Blast first because Lejeune don't sleep. So Jay Shock Blast, how many hours you get in on the alpha, bro?
About 3 or 4.
That's it?
Well, I knew I was getting on a plane 2 days later to go play it, so
I'm gonna drink some water because I'm thirsty now. Thank you.
He regretted that immediately when he got there.
No. I played everything you could do, and I was like, I just want to do just enough so that when I get there, I've got a little bit of a head start, but I don't want to like I want to still feel fresh there. You know what I mean? So.
Lejeune, how many days you get? I mean, how many hours you get on that alpha, bro?
Yeah, it'll be surprised. I only got 13 hours.
What?
Yeah.
That's actually surprising for you, dude.
No, so it's gonna be surprised.
I was expecting like 48 to be real.
I was gonna say, didn't you max the skill tree?
Wait,
yeah,
you
I
max
maxed
the skill tree.
Yeah, you can't max. You can get it halfway. I got it for all the characters though.
God damn.
As you do.
Dang, 13 hours. That's actually super surprising, Jim. All right, let's get to the real nitty-gritty of it. Who did you spend the most time playing as? And I'll start with you, Jay.
Deadshot.
Lejeune. I mean King Shark. I mean Lejeune.
I mean, it's very obvious. It's King
Oh,
Shark.
2.0.
Yes.
Sadat, I know. I mean, me and you talked just a very little bit right before that alpha came out, and you were like, "I'm about to split my time between Boomer and Deadshot." Who actually got the most time out of you?
The best character in the game, obviously, Boomer.
What about you, Star? Who did you spend the most time playing as?
I went with King Shark for my maximum. Pretty good.
How high up a level did you get?
I can't remember. I think my least played was Harley, but I gave everyone a fair shake. I think King Shark got a bit higher than everyone else.
Okay. So we got to play it for those who played the alpha. We got to play from pretty much the introduction of the game all the way to right before we can whip Green Lantern's black behind. It didn't happen, but that's what we was about to do. Yes. Oh yeah, we got white people on this.
Jay was thinking it.
My fellow naysayer.
Naysayer, please.
That after show cast. Oh
Listen,
my god.
listen,
What section of the game did you just really like? What blew you away? What part was like, okay, I'm going to remember this part for when I can actually talk about it? Let's start with you, Slade Stardust.
I mean, it has to be the Batman bit, right? Like, I think that's pretty much going to be everyone's answer. Like, that was insane. So I was playing it with a group of friends who didn't know that section was coming, and I played it on my own at start, and I didn't say a word, and I was like, I know what's happening. And my friend Ethan was like, and I was playing with Slipshot as well. As we were going through it, and you seeing Batman lurking, I saw him, but I was keeping it like under because I didn't want them to freak out and realize what was going on. So then I got taken out first. I was like, oh. And I muted my microphone because I wanted to hear their reaction to it. And the screeching that I heard was hilarious. and then like I'd see like the Boomer of the group go over the explosive gel and stuff, and I was like, no, don't do that. and it was so funny. And obviously the ending of that as well, like, you know, Batman going crazy and the Flash making the save and everything else, and you get all that Arkham lore as well. It was great. It was a really good way to start off the game as well, because if people didn't believe this was in the Arkhamverse for some reason, there you go. Have that.
Have happy. Exactly. So not the game, or what section of the game for you from intro to Green Lantern fight was just stood out to you that resonated?
Well, everyone's going to say the Arkham Museum mission, so I'm going to be slightly different and say an Easter egg in the Arkham Museum mission after you deal with the Bat. I think it was before the Batman thing. You're touring around. I think it was after. You're touring around, and you see a bunch of cardboard cutouts, and there's a bunch of stuff that you can interact with. And there's a cardboard cutout of Harley Quinn in her Arkham outfit with the titties out.
Oh,
snap. And if you go up to it and interact with it with Deadshot, he just goes into this hilarious rant about how he would never let his daughter walk out the house like that. I was just crying laughing.
What about you, June? What section just was like, yo, this is my section right here. I like this a lot.
I mean, I do want to say the Batman section because I was playing with my homie, and we both didn't know what was about to happen. It was hilarious. We was in that thing, joked out. I got taken out first. I didn't know what happened. I was just going around like, you know, it's cool. I'm seeing all the Easter eggs and stuff. Then I get taken out. I'm like, what just happened? I didn't know what happened. Then I said, oh, this is what is. Oh, Batman's stalking us right now. I'm like, bro, watch out. I know I can go to the how you go to that door? I said, go to that door right there. That door in the door right there. He goes to the door. Batman's he opens the door and takes him out. We was joked out. It was so funny, bro. Like I enjoyed that so much. Just overall, like a comedy and just like a action sequence. That was top tier. It was.
J Shock Blast, what about you, boss?
Well, let me add to the collection. It's the Batman level. I mean, honestly, everything about that was great. Like the presentation and the genius of, giving us the recap through the museum. You walk through and you see all these cutouts and everything, and it's like, oh yeah, that's what happened. And it's a very genius way to kind of get us through that part, because obviously a lot of games will just show you a little recap of cutscenes and stuff from previous games just to get you back up to speed, but like they actually have you go through this interactive little maze, and I thought it was really cool. Like, and that's one of the things that makes me like so confident that this game is going to be a lot of fun, because Rocksteady pays attention to detail.
Okay, for me, I definitely loved the Batman part. It wasn't my favorite though. My favorite was the Flash versus Green Lantern. I just thought that was comedic. You know what I mean? With Boomer trying to catch up with the Flash and that little. I'm a Flash fan, so anything dealing with the Flash, I'm like all over it. So for me, I was like, oh crap!
I think
lost.
I think the funniest was probably the Penguin cutscene after they capture him.
Oh yeah,
and they put the device on him so that he could get electrocuted if he tries to escape. And they just keep doing, and they just keep pretending like he's escaping. It's like, oh no, he's running, he's got the door.
Dude, when he got the King Shark, I was literally in tears at that point, dude. I was like, oh my
Shock him again.
We missed an opportunity. Lejeune and I missed an opportunity to say our favorite part was shooting Flash in the face.
Oh yeah, that was easy.
You didn't get to do that part. Never mind. Had to do it.
Little did you know, when he was prone on the floor, I shot him a couple of times just to make sure he was down.
Wow.
Hey.
Characters. Personal breakdown for each character. We'll just go across the lot. I'll say one character that we played. Everybody got to play with everybody, right? Like we played with Harley, Deadshot, Boomer, King Shark. Everybody got to do their thing, right? So, Harley, J Shock Blast. What's your thoughts about Harley as a character in the game?
I mean, listen, Tara Strong is a legend. Anytime you can get her being Harley, it's amazing. And I don't know why everybody keeps saying she's ugly. She's not ugly.
In the game, people are so
yeah, they're like trying to like, everybody's favorite. I don't know, what are we calling him now? Or Voldemort. Apparently,
Cryels.
apparently that's his gimmick. Oh, they give you this. I don't know, whatever.
I'm so tired of them. Because anyway, Lejeune, Harley, personal breakdown.
She was cool. I wasn't really liking her traversal though. It felt too floaty for me. But I mean, the developers say that she's the fastest. I just gotta probably just play with her more. But I mean, her kit is good. It's not bad. I just can't mess with that traversal.
Gotcha. So that the game of Harley Quinn.
She's definitely a menace in this game. I mean, a great performance, great writing. There's definitely some stuff that's going to trigger the internet at some point. But as far as playing her, she was definitely my least favorite character. It's true her traversal takes the most getting used to, but it is the fastest. I figured out enough of her traversal in like short range to when I'm dealing with mobs of enemies to quickly zip around. And outside of Boomerang, she's probably the most fluid in that regard, because the trick is to like master like grapple canceling, and that's how people are able to get across. That's how people who put the time in were able to get across the city like really fast. I think that's why the developers are saying she's the fastest, because it has that potential. It just takes a lot more like precision and a practice than the other characters. Whereas with King Shark, you literally just hold the button and he's just and you have to do it. You have to do anything like that. Also thought she was the weakest in terms of like raw power, only because she's the only one that didn't have a suicide attack that could affect tanks. So it made those encounters a lot more difficult, because you were essentially relying on the weapons that you already had equipped and like constantly trying to move around and get out the way. Whereas with the Boomerang, I could just pop in, do my traversal attack, hit all the points at the same time, drop a grenade, pop in, boom, and it's just done in like a couple seconds. But with Harley, it was like an actual struggle sometimes.
Slice Daughters, Harley Quinn.
I think I had the same thing. So, like with traversal, for me, it didn't click immediately like the others did, and I think that was almost like a put off, because I thought to my, like, for some reason, with this alpha, I was treating it like I only had a day to play it, despite the fact it was a few days. So I was like, I'm not getting used to Harley. She's going in the bin. I'm playing with everyone else. Like, I'll deal with her when we get to the full game, sort of thing. And I'll have more time. But like when I did play with her, and I managed to sort of get some things going, I definitely think she's like the most fun to get into combat scenarios, right? Like she's more, I want to say, cinematic, I would say, in get into these sort of situations. Like, I think the thing is that she's gonna be one that goes nuts when she's fully upgraded traversal wise. But I think right now the biggest put off is that, like, the one swing, you've got to delay yourself and then go again. It's like sort of like that motion. And for me, I just want to go forward. I don't want to go down and then up and then I just want to push straight forward. And I think that's why, like, characters like Shark, for example, with his dashes, were like, I'm sticking to that. Harley, I'll have to get used to another day.
Gotcha. For me, Harley was the most generic, and I don't mean that in a bad way. It's just I felt like Harley could be put into any FPS style game and she would fit right in. She was just like, this is who most people are going to play with. She's the most known character of the bunch, you know what I mean? So we've got to make sure she is what people who gravitate to first-person shooter style games are used to, and she kind of pretty much embodied that as far as her ground play and her combat and things like that. It felt like you was playing Call of Duty or Overwatch or any insert any FPS shooter right there, and you're good to go with Harley Quinn. The only thing it did take me a good while to understand. Like, I literally took about 6 hours just messing around with her traversal, trying to understand it, trying to get it. Once you get it, Harley Quinn becomes like godly in there. She just moving and moving and moving and moving and jumping and shooting the thing, jumping over people's heads, and she was kind of crazy with it. Next up, Deadshot. Shock Blast.
I definitely have the most experience with Deadshot. I felt like I related him to the most. He's kind of like the uncle of the squad. You know what I mean? He's definitely not as crazy as the rest of them. Right. I really enjoyed. I thought Harley would be the one that I mained, to be honest. But I very quickly realized it's definitely going to be Deadshot. I just love everything about him. I like the sniper rifle. Mm-hmm. They set me up with a build at the event where I basically had double sniper rifles, but one of them was basically an assault rifle, and it was doing pretty solid work. And I love his wrist cannons. It's good stuff. I really like Deadshot a lot. Plus, his Batman costume is sick.
Yeah,
not that I got to wear that, but I think his outfits are all gonna be pretty cool.
Yeah, I like that Wayne Tech one, like that little glowy one.
Yeah,
that one was crazy. Yeah. Lejeune, there he is.
I'm back.
Deadshot, boss. Your thoughts on Deadshot character breakdown for you personally?
I like Deadshot. When it comes to this reversal, it's easy to get used to. I know how this is thing where you do with when you're landing. If you press X immediately after you jump, you can just reset your traversal. And I just pretty much fly like that. It's easy when I got used to it and played around with it. I feel like when it comes to a character that might hit 1,000,000, I think it's gonna be Deadshot. I mean, all his buffs on his skill tree, he get like crazy stacks. So
Right.
I can see him being the ones to go hit 1,000,000. But I mean, I like his traversal attack. His suicide strike is nice. I like his animations with a suicide strike too. They good. But there's no cons when it comes to Deadshot, to be honest. I don't really mind them.
So that's the game of Deadshot.
I'd say he's pretty he's pretty OP.
What? I was not expecting you to say that. Let's go. Talk to me.
Yeah, because so the game encourages you to constantly move in, and it definitely favors you getting relatively in close because of the shield harvesting.
Mm-hmm.
So so you do eventually have to get up close, but the thing about Deadshot is even when you get up close, he's still like a mid-range character. So you're as long as you are familiar with the traversal, then you're kind of just doing just stupid amounts of damage without even giving them a chance to get hit. Like there are times when you can where I'm literally just dramatically reducing the amount of time that I'm taking on encounters because I'm just doing headshots from like 50 feet away and just one-shotting them. And then and if at any point I just need a shield harvest, I just fly up a little close and just drop a bomb on the whole field and then just swoop in with the wrist cannons, and it's like, bro, he's kind of nutty.
And if I can add to Sadat's point, to quote Daryl from The Office, it helps that he's black.
It was funny how they like immediately addressed that in the first cutscene.
Yeah,
no.
I still don't get it. Okay, we're gonna talk about this.
It's a goofy explanation, but the joke was funny.
Yeah.
Where it's like, I didn't know you were black.
Stardust, Deadshot.
So, you know how you were saying, Doom, about Harley feeling like she's kind of what you would think of just a FPS player coming into it and just being like, I want to pick a character, that's the character. I feel like that with Deadshot, not in a bad way though. Like I really liked playing with him, but he did feel like the sort of person that people who have played like your Destinies or even Black Ops 3, you know, the boosted sort of gameplay of the COD games and stuff would really like him. And I think that, like Lejeune said, he definitely seems like the character that's set up with the most damage potential out of everyone else, which is crazy because his traversal is also really good and he's kind of nuts. and I like him as a character as well because sort of similar to Jason, like he's a bit of an uncle of the group. He is a bit of like a Harley, you know, that sort of thing. He's kind of and I think that's going to come into play a lot more as well when the game sort of progresses and everything else. But I think that I would say that if I wasn't going to main King Shark, it'd definitely be Deadshot. Like I really enjoyed my time with him.
Deadshot was the character that I spent like the second most amount of time with, and it was literally because of the damage the dude could do. Like I could literally have the team go run out and do the thing. I'm sitting on the bridge, not even flying, just sitting on the bridge, sniping everything with one shot, hitting them up. Like Sadat said, all you got to do is fly in, hit that X button, drop that circle real quick. You got your boost, you're back in the air, hit them with that with your specialty right before you hitting them with the handguns or whatnot, and you've got a bunch of shield, you got a bunch of gold, and you got a bunch of ammo in one swoop, and if you've literally only done 3 moves, you've only hit him with a sniper rifle, came in, dropped some bombs on him, and hit him with your wrist cannons, and you've got so much loot. It's crazy. Like he was nuts, and he was easy to maneuver. Like once you understood that, hit that click when you about to fall out the air, and you gonna keep, man, that was a wrap. Like it was just easy to maneuver around the map and get a lot of good. Like if we were able to get clips, that's the person you're gonna get clips with. It's Deadshot, because you can get hitting 3 people with 1 bullet in the head or something like that in the room. That's crazy, right? Like I've done that like 3 or 4 times with Deadshot, and I suck at sniping. So like he's that dude. For me, he seems like he would be more of like Stardust was saying. He feels like the generic player. That to me, he's like the more advanced level of that. Like if Harley is the generic player, he would be like the people who go and COD in sniper, quick scope you and stuff like that. That's who would play with Deadshot, is the quick scopers and people like that. To me, but that's just my opinion on Deadshot. Jay Shockblast, Captain Boomerang, what you thinking, bro?
I somehow enjoyed him the least, and I think he's going to be most people's favorite. His traversal is the one that took me the longest. His traversal is the one that took me the longest to get the hang of. But once you do it, it's obviously the fastest. I don't know. So I played with Caboose, and he was Captain Boomerang. And watching him play as Captain Boomerang was crazy, because like he clearly put what we thought Lejeune hours would be Lejeune hours into the alpha, okay? Right. And he knew exactly what he was doing. And it was crazy. I could like just not keep up with him. He was like across the map. And so I took a lot from him playing it and watching him play it. Plus at one point in our session, I don't know what happened, but like I looked next to me, and his Boomerang is literally just wearing boxers, like nothing else. And I don't think that was. I don't know if that was an outfit or not, but it was hilarious.
It's not an outfit.
Yeah, so it must have been a glitch. And I kind of hope they like if you look in his videos and if you look in my videos, like there are spots where Captain Boomerang is running around in boxers. And it's hilarious. So, what does that have to do with how he plays? I don't know, but I thought it was funny. He's a little over the top. I kind of hate him though, because he's the one that just keeps fucking everything up, and you know that it's gonna like come back to bite us in the end. But I did also see him get a little serious, so we'll save that for when the game comes out, I guess.
Before you answer that question about Captain Boomerang, Lejeune, can we all sing happy birthday to Miller real quick?
You want us to actually sing?
Hey. Hey. Yeah, it was my birthday yesterday. Thank you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy
you're the singer
birthday to you. Happy birthday, Miller Ross. Aiden's brother. Happy birthday to you. What's good?
I didn't know if he was supposed to join Doom or not, and no one else did. So I'm sorry. I just felt too awkward to do.
No, that's okay.
I just wanted to hear him do it.
Yeah,
I said it yesterday.
Bro. I don't even like none of you. You know what? It's just gonna be me and Miller now. Forget y'all. What's good with them, boss? How y'all doing, man?
I'm sorry. You guys have probably gone over like everything already. I don't even.
Not at all. Doom is very slow. Doom is very slow.
Not at all. Let's put it this way. Doom does not have the speed force.
It's time to be the long-winded person of the group. So yeah, we haven't really gotten far at all. We've only talked about how many hours we put into it. Pretty much if we liked it or not, and the favorite part from the intro to Green Lantern, as far as the alpha was concerned. So we didn't really get.
Oh well, that's good. I didn't play it, so
you didn't play the
alpha. Had to be good. I was nervous. Well, I know why. Yeah, Paul Tassi didn't either. A couple people that had the intention going into it of like breaking the rules were like, yeah, let's like maybe not like get into a contract with them. Probably bad idea.
Gotcha. All right. Lejeune, you were about to answer your thoughts on Captain Boomerang, good sir.
Oh, okay. To answer that question, with Boomerang walking around in his underwear, he does that because of the Flash. The Flash took off his clothes.
Oh, okay. I see, because I wasn't Boomerang and I just happened to look next to yeah. Yes, it was a skill issue that I didn't see the Flash, who IGN couldn't even shoot. I didn't see him pants Captain Boomerang. My bad.
I mean, to be fair, they couldn't even shoot regular aliens. Bro was shooting at the ground.
It's kind of crazy that the Flash gets brainwashed and evil and thinks, I want to see Captain Boomerang naked. Like, that's his first thing. It's not
that's me when I get brainwashed. I'm not going to lie.
Stop naysaying me.
But I like Boomerang. If I had to, him and Deadshot are close when it comes to the traversal. I like both of them. Mm-hmm. They really close to me. I ain't gonna lie. I think shotguns and probably like SMG is probably gonna be the best on him because the way he can move around super fast. I don't really see what's the point of having snipers for him. To be honest, he moves around too much to use a sniper.
I don't even use the sniper for him. Yeah, it's straight SMGs and shotguns.
I use a sniper. It's correct.
Hey, you do your thing. I can't. But I like his. I mean, he overall cool. I mean, I like him. Okay. I didn't really get to play him that much at the preview, but I played him a bit with the alpha. But what I played, it was cool. I liked it.
Okay. Slice Stardust, Captain Boomerang.
He's so fun to play as, but then he talks.
He sounds like you a little.
It sounds a little too familiar.
That's racist. That's racism. Okay, he is Australian, I think.
Yes, he is.
Yes.
Okay, and I'm not Australian. There's nothing wrong with that, but
Australia is just a prison colony from the UK.
Yeah, but that comes up in dialogue. No, I don't box kangaroos. G'day, mate, and all that. Right?
Well, thanks.
You said good day, mate, so perfectly, though. Stop.
He did.
I mean, that accent is indistinguishable.
Yeah. Fine. I voiced Captain Boomerang in the game. AMA.
Poor Stardust ancestors weren't cool enough to transfer to America, and way too cool to end up in Australia. So.
I get the middle ground.
Yeah,
I get the bad place. The upside down, we like to call it. Anyway, Captain Boomerang was fun. I did like his traversal. I think that was probably the first one I clicked with. So in the tutorial bit, he was the first one that I was like, damn, moving like that. And you know, it was a lot of fun. I think Lejeune's right. Shotguns, SMGs. I think that like teleporting about and using a sniper rifle is like the equivalent of like poking someone on Facebook. It's just a really annoying like little thing. Might as well just get in there. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it was all right. But then he spoke. But apparently, he sounds like me. So maybe I just hate myself.
When you hear your own answering machine message, you know, you're like, "Whoa, who is that?"
That's why I don't watch my own videos.
Yeah, I respect that.
You're killing me.
I respect that. I respect the fact you hate
with
yourself.
the naysayer with an attitude. Captain Boomerang, your thoughts?
Best character in the game. Completely insane. I knew as soon as I saw the gameplay trailer, when I saw he had like the Speed Force stuff, I was like, oh, that's my main immediately. And my instincts were correct. His traversal is crazy. The super speed lets you effectively teleport all around. Shotguns are OP, but instead of the SMG, which there's going to be uses for, you know, when you get other upgrades, but in terms of the alpha, I found the SMG was like completely unnecessary on Boomerang after testing, because I got into a place that once I got his perk where if you hit them with your melee attack, you suspend them in the air. It's like I had this kind of hit and run style where I would just pop in, hit them with the boomerang, they lift up in the air, shotgun, boom, 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 done, and keep it moving. And then when they introduced the long range enemies that snipe you, and you have to use the counter mechanic on them, that's where I realized the utility of having like a powerful sniper rifle, which I got. I got a couple of legendaries, and I got put one on Boomerang, and now I have a lot more flexibility because now I can pop in, teleport, short range shotgun, but then if I need to quickly escape a long range attack, I can teleport, move out, aim, hit them from a distance with the counter, and then use the traversal to close the distance and finish them off if they're not already dead.
Gangster. Okay. I just use the shotgun because when that little they get the little sparks or whatever, the lightning over their head when you got to hit them with the counter move. The shotgun literally reaches that far with that going on when you're doing the counter or whatever. So I was like, okay, cool. Then I just teleport over there and shoot them in the face with a submachine gun for like 5 seconds and they're dead. So yeah, it was fine. Miller, you say you did not get to play, but do you have any thoughts on Captain Boomerang as a character at all?
Well, I watched a lot of footage, and like I had sources that were playing the alpha for me, and I got to ask a lot of questions and watch and stuff. Mm-hmm. I think to me, snipers seem kind of OP, and I think any character that has a sniper, I think has a big advantage. I was surprised, like I really expected going in to see sort of like miniguns dominate and like heavy weapons. But I was surprised to find that I really do think Captain Boomerang probably has the best weapon combo out of the launch roster. He was, and also too, I ran a poll on like what character people clicked the most with, and Captain Boomerang won.
What?
Which was surprising to me. Yeah.
I figured Harley would.
Not surprised at all. He's the best.
Well, Harley's definitely the most popular character out of the four, like in terms of like the IP.
Right.
But it says a lot too that despite that she wasn't first. You know what I mean? People were really clicking with Boomer, and that's good for him.
That's my guy. King Shark, Mr. J Shockblast. Thoughts?
I really like King Shark. I like it that he is a better version of what the MCU tried to make Drax out to be. And he's like a little bit better than what Stallone was in the movie. I love Samoa Joe. He's like one of my favorite wrestlers. So for him to like kind of get to do this is pretty cool too. I thought obviously Lejeune can speak on this. I thought he was his traversal was what everyone always wanted the Hulk to be. So that felt good. I could see myself playing with him a lot. He might be my second favorite to play with.
I'm gonna skip you. Slice King Shark, bro.
Well, I mean, so we're talking about the GOAT, all right? Because we're not just talking about the GOAT in the game. We're talking about the voice actor GOAT, all right? Samoa Joe is fantastic as a wrestler and as a man. All right. Now we're talking about King Shark.
I was a little sexual.
Okay, and no, but it's all seriousness though. His gameplay is super fun. I definitely think it's the most engaging out of everyone. I love the cannonball thing. If you're someone who's like, oh, there's not enough melee in the game, or it doesn't feel like it. His what's it called? Suicide attack. I think that's right. The takedowns, almost like the one hit kill moves. Is that right? Yeah. Those with his swiping and everything else with the shotgun at close range just goes crazy. Like he's a complete ball of destruction. Like he's literally Drax. Like he plays exactly like if this was for some reason a Guardians of the Galaxy game, besides the cannonball, because I don't think Drax would do that. Like everything else just is Drax. You know what I mean? And the fact that he's voiced by a wrestler that I love, and he's got a Superman outfit, which is sick. It's just, that's it. Like, and the traversal is just so fun. Like, even though it's not visually the most like fancy, right? Because it's just jumping. It's definitely the most like precise, and definitely the one that is sort of like easier to get with immediately. Like that was the one that I found, the traversal wise, super easy to get through, like the Riddler's like traversal stuff. That was the
one
that
was who you did that with.
Yeah. And yeah, no, that was it was probably definitely my favorite character in the game so far. I'm looking forward to getting into it. And I mean, even in the story, I think he's just adorable. Like he is obviously a bad guy, but like I don't think it's in his head that he's a bad guy. You know what I'm saying? Like he's just kind of there, and I like that. I think that's a good dynamic.
Sadat the Gamer, King Shark.
He's a character that I wanted to like a lot, and obviously Samoa Joe does an incredible job. And he is very much to me. He felt very much to me like the Hawk in that he's kind of the weakest character until you get some like perks unlocked and some in the right weapons to pair with it. Because after a while, it's like okay, you can kind of see where you can start going crazy with your crowd control, the cannonball, and the different harvesting perks that he can get. But until then, it can get a little awkward to get used to. His traversal was my second favorite outside of Boomerangs. But once I got some more perks on him unlocked, I started seeing the potential. But it still really felt like I really needed him to have like more melee. I think that was still a missed opportunity because I'll be in a situation where I'll do the Atlantean drop, and then I'm harvesting enemies with the melee swipe, and then my instinct is to like chain to do multiple attacks, and I realize, oh no, you can't. You could just do the one thing, and then you have to jump or use a minigun. And I was like, oh man, this just sucks. I just don't like it. And then so I ended up mainly playing Deadshot and Boomer, but I'll definitely put some time in on King Shark. But yeah, it's just kind of a bummer because I really wanted him to be like a Hawk, you know, because I feel like it was all there. Like he's the one character in the game I thought that should have had like an exception and had some more melee to him, but it's like I just couldn't vibe with it.
Gotcha. Lejeune, King Shark, sir.
I mean, there's a lot to say.
Go ahead.
I do agree with Sadat. You got to really unlock some of his skills to really go crazy with him.
Mm-hmm.
But his traversal is good. There's nothing really to say about his traversal. Is good. But I like the way you could just maneuver with his traversal going into combat. Like you could do the apex pounce. Then you can just go. When I was playing, I had the minigun where you can it just automatic reload with crits. So I was just jumping around, just shooting midair and just do the Atlantean drop. I was moving around a lot.
So you didn't stand there and get hit by Red Kamehameha and then say, I don't know what I got hit by.
No.
You didn't jump into no ivy plants.
No.
Oh, okay.
And
because I saw that happen to someone.
Exactly. And the thing is, when I was at the event, because I already played Shark a lot, like I already knew like how to play him.
Mm-hmm.
The developers they saw I knew what I was doing, and I feel like I was doing too much because the two people I was playing with, you know, I was playing with Comic Story and Dame. I could tell that was their first time playing, and I was like killing stuff too fast. I was like, I was feeling bad because like this is their first time playing. I'm on top of the leaderboard.
This man playing the Mega High. You know what I'm saying?
I felt bad.
You're gonna get King Shark nerfed, and the game isn't even out yet,
bro.
I know. And it's funny too because when we was doing the flash fight, like I was doing my thing. Like I caught on fast how to do the fight, and I had like held back a little bit because we was like 5 minutes in. I had him at half, like 5-10 minutes in, and we had him at half health because I knew what I was doing. And like once we got done, the developer they said, "We saw what you did. We saw you held back on that fight." I'm like, look, I was not trying to ruin that experience for them.
He could have actually one shot the flash, but he was like, "Let me chill."
Yeah, it was But no lie, his like when you get to the bottom of his skill tree, when it comes to like his melee and like the stuff he could get with his boosts, I ain't gonna lie. I think his melee, because they got a thing where you can, on the top of his tree, where if you hit a melee, like enemies around him go get hit automatically. And there's a gear piece I saw that increases your melee damage by like 240% or something like that. And those go together with that skill. If you hit somebody, all the enemies around go get hit, so they go hit with that 240.
Literally clearing the block with one. Yeah. You thunderclapping. This man and brought the thunderclap all
over. That's a stranglehold. That's not the thunderclap.
Bro, that's crazy. Miller, give us any insight that you feel like that you have for Mr. King Shark, sir.
I love what I've heard of the performance so far. Like, I won't spoil anything, but like, just going beyond to like what people have played, he is such a cool character and has such great moments. Like, I'm such a fan. Really, they struck gold, I think, choosing that character. Like, so many like the other three characters I think are a little more obvious. Like, he's the one that people point to and be like, you gave him a gun, you know? Right, but I'm glad they did, because like he fits in so well with the group. Like he really like has some great moments in the campaign. I'm happy they made that choice, and I hope they make that choice again, you know?
Can I share a quick Samoa Joe story?
Go ahead.
Oh, so 2017, I was at E3, and when I was flying home, I was at LAX, and I'm walking around the terminal. I got there early, and who do I see walking towards me but Samoa Joe?
Wow.
And I'm like, man, this is right when he was about to fight Brock Lesnar for the WWE title, and I'm like, man, I love Joe. I want to get a picture with him real quick, but I always think about CM Punk's famous pipe bomb thing that he did, where he like basically talks about, you know, people coming up to him at the airport and how much he hates it. So I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna acknowledge him, basically. So as we're about to cross paths, I just kind of look at him and I go, hey man, beat Brock Lesnar. And he just goes and just kept walking. And it was pretty cool. But talking to the devs were actually like stoked to have him as King Shark. When they did what was the show? Did you go to the show in the UK, Stardust?
No.
What was that one called?
All In.
That's what I thought it was. Okay. So a lot of the guys that were there went to that, and they also invited him to the studio. Actually, I think they said he like invited himself to the studio, and he came in and played the game there, and everybody was like bringing their kids to talk to him, and like he just basically spent the whole day hanging out with them. So he seems like he's a good chap.
That's actually awesome. Well, let's go ahead and get some callers in. Let's get some people who gonna ask y'all guys some questions. I know that they got some questions that I haven't asked that people are probably wanting to know. So let's go ahead and get them to call in. There is a link in the chat right now. If you have a microphone, if you have a camera, and you want to come on and ask Sadat, Jay, Miller, Star, Lejeune, or even myself a question, now is the time to do so.
It's call-in time. Got a camera and a mic? No background music or distractions? Got a question or opinion? As long as you don't curse, be foul, or disrespectful, hit that link in the comments section and let the good times roll.
All right. So we're gonna see whoever wants to call in can call in. Is there anything so far that we haven't talked about? The things that we are going to talk about next are gear and the future of the game. Is there anything that you guys experienced that you would like to share? And I'll start with you, Jay Shockblast.
I just would like to say that Lejeune is a wonderful dinner partner. So we went
you out there whining and dining the homie now, bro.
Like... Lejeune had to pull out the honey pack for that one.
No! Okay, we got our first caller in. Talidia Plays is called in. He wants to talk. Do you have a hot take, a question, or a theory that you like to share, Mr. Talidia?
So, firstly, thanks for having me on.
Oh, no problem, man.
So, I want to talk about the fact that the co-op feature was a bit of a struggle. Then me and Stardust were trying to co-op in the bit. It was a struggle trying to connect. Like, hopefully they fixed that for the full game, though.
Well, I mean, it was an alpha. They didn't want people to know who was playing what when they were playing it.
No. What I mean is, like, so we're trying to connect with each other via invites,
right?
And it wouldn't go into the other person's lobby.
Oh, that's weird. I didn't have that issue. That was
well, I did hear. I heard some issue, like connectivity issues, and I mean beyond just like, oh, it's an alpha. I mean, it was an alpha specifically for that issue. You know what I mean? Like, it was like a closed technical alpha for online connectivity. So I'm sure they were paying close attention to that. We saw the game get delayed on Epic Games Store specifically. I have to imagine that's a crossplay issue. You know, it seems like something that's at the top of their list right now. So I'm glad some of the things that I'm hearing, and I hope it's resolved when it comes out. I'm glad so few people experienced that, but for the people that did, it was such a deal breaker. Like you know what I mean? I hope it gets resolved, and they're trying.
What I will say for context of that, just really quick, is that so it's me, Taladia, and then we had 2 other players as well. And it literally took ages, but once we managed to actually get it, the actual playing of it, so it wasn't just people sort of in the UK. So me and Taladia were UK based, but we had New Zealand, we had America as well, and there was no frame drops or any issues once we were in game. It was literally just connecting. So that was one of the reasons why I never, like, when the NDA dropped, I never made like a huge deal out of it, because I thought to myself, this is what this alpha is for. So so if I was like, oh, shit connection, not playing this garbage, it'd be a bit like, what? But the actual gameplay itself is pretty smooth. It's a little worrying, but I think that like, if you like, not many other people have sort of spoken about it that much, and to be honest, I can't see it like coming up on launch day, which is good, because that means I like, it's good confidence, you know, whereas before it was a bit sort of like, I don't know, but they seem pretty confident, and I think that, like, I think it'll be all right.
Can I ask if you guys had that experience before or after the patch that launched, like during the alpha?
It was
I can't remember.
It was the second day, wasn't it?
Was it? Do you remember?
It was the second day, wasn't it, Stardust?
I think so. I don't. Maybe I played it before and after, but I can't remember if the connection problems was after or before. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like, maybe.
Okay.
If we'd been able to talk a little more about it at the time, I think I would have been curious to hear if those issues persisted, like after the patch, if that helped at all. But it's too late now.
Right.
Yeah.
No, I didn't have any of those kind of issues, so that wasn't a thing for me. I didn't, and like you said, we couldn't really talk about it. I didn't know other people were having those issues until Star said something about it just now. That's kind of crazy. Connection issues. You had any connection issues at all when you were playing, June?
Yeah, I mean, just trying to like invite my friend. It was pretty difficult because you kept getting like a pop-up on the PlayStation that you couldn't invite. But I mean, we found a way around it just so we could get connected. But it took a little minute just to get the invite, but that was pretty much it. I mean, I mean, at the preview event, it wasn't like that. It was pretty simple to get into a group. I mean, they did say though the build for the alpha was very old, very old compared to the one we played. So that's
okay. We'll talk about that too then. Thank you for your question, Talidi. I definitely appreciate it, man. It was good seeing you. Thank you for coming through. Next up, we've got a question from DSG member, Mr. Hoarder. Whoa, sorry about that. No, Hoarder Gamer.
That's not Hoarder.
Taladia left right as I was clicking on Hoarder, so it made his screen jump anyway. But Hoarder Gamer, you have a question, a hot take, or a theory for us?
Let's see. What can I say? You mentioned like the different characters and everything. I would say my favorite was probably King Shark.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I would definitely say that it had to do with the traversal. Just the fact that you mentioned the whole Hulk thing. What a lot of people are not recalling is like your more forward momentum with your characters is usually based on being in the air or something like that. With him, he's like going forward like this, and he's like, going super quick on the ground. It's great when you're taking on like the troops on the ground, the tanks and stuff like that, and that felt really cool. And then you go from that to an insane jump, and it's awesome.
Okay, so you're a King Shark main. I take it, right?
Yes, and then the other thing, real quick, the pre-order bonus for Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. I'm actually going to be doing a TikTok video about this. There's going to have a special cover only available at GameStop. So it's actually cover artwork from the game, or like key art, not actually the cover, but key art from the game as a cover, and that's the only place to get that.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow. Well, thank you for that info. This always
happens. I want to see that.
The comic?
Yeah, the comic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's the one with all four of them where they have the symbol that says Suicide Squad and they're like flying at you. It's that cover.
Nice.
All right. All right. Well, thank you for coming through, Hoarder. Thank you for dropping that info off as well, man. See you next time, boss. Next up, I don't know him personally, but he seems like a cool cat. So let's bring on Captain Nova. How you doing, Captain Nova?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
Doing good, man. You got a question, a theory, or a
So I got a hot take, and I don't think people are noticing this as much. So if you guys remember in the trailer that they showed off for Batman, Captain Boomerang cuts off the Flash's thumb.
Mm-hmm.
And all the recent stuff we've seen of him from when Jay and Lejeune got to play against the Flash, he automatically just has his thumb back.
Yeah.
Is that after he goes to Brainiac's ship, though? See, some Brainiac's doing up there. I don't know.
I've seen some people say that he's a clone. I've seen some people say that Brainiac artificially gave him a thumb.
Parappa the Rapper.
You can see you giggling behind that, Miller. We can see it.
Shot Glass, what's going on with Flash's thumb, bro?
Listen, I don't want to talk about any other man's fingers.
But I will, so I think.
What's going on with Flash's thumb, bro?
Honestly, I mean, I noticed that his thumb was back. I think it's like a Brainiac thing where he healed his hand, or it could be a clone. I really don't know, but I did notice that.
Stardust, what's going on with Flash's finger, bro?
I definitely think it's just Brainiac gave him a new one. I think he was like, can't have my Justice League not have all their fingers and thumbs. So that was what it was, you know.
What's going on with Flash's appendages, Sadat?
Oh,
you muted.
I don't want to say anything that would get this channel hit it with a
Please don't.
So all I'll say about it is that
Miller, what's going on with the Flash's fingers, bro?
I love all the theory crafting so much. Like I can see things a very specific, straightforward way, but like when that stuff is out piecemeal and people try and piece it together, like they come up with the coolest friggin' theories. What I will say is just like really good eye, and it does come up, and I think it's kind of funny. So like I won't spoil it for you, but it's a good moment. It's a good moment.
I mean, hey, theory crafting is fun when it comes to games like this,
right?
Oh yeah.
And I love reading it.
Captain Nova, any other hot takes, questions, or theories you have for the chat, bro, and for the stream?
For me, it's just when it came to the alpha, because I did play it, that Batman mission got me so good. When I first walked in, I'm like, okay, I'm going to get to the door. I'm going to get out. Swoop. I screamed. My friend's in the party, and he's like, bro, what is going on over there? I'm like, Batman just kicked my butt.
I want to say something because Captain Nova's told me he is also from Massachusetts.
I am.
And let me tell you, I can see it. That's a wicked Boston,
wicked smart kid.
Yeah, wicked smart kid.
Oh gosh, get him, Tricks, and Doc Awkward on the same podcast. Oh my god. Thank you for calling in, Captain Nova. You're welcome to call in any other time, bro. Thank you, and thank you.
Have a good one, boys.
Yep.
You too.
Bye.
Man. Okay, calling section was actually pretty fun tonight. That was pretty cool. Future of the game. Miller, you are going to be the pro here, so we're gonna keep you where you at on the bottom so you can answer last. Free DLC. We've been through this. Everybody on this damn panel has been through this free DLC thing. Jay Shockblast, your thoughts on free DLC?
I cannot wait for episode 3. Is he pissing in the fire? What is going on?
Oh, I'm warming my hands. I'm warming my hands.
That is so crazy.
What am I supposed to
It definitely looked like you were peeing in the fire.
Well, I would have been crying if Miller turned around with the VTuber thing and it's just holding something that looks a bit like a wang. Like, what are you talking about?
Sorry. I can't wait until episode 3 comes out because they are going to be talking about a lot of the post-launch stuff, and I have a very strong feeling people are going to feel pretty good about it.
Okay.
Now I'm going to leave it at that because I don't want to say anything else.
You in the same boat, Lejeune?
I'll promise. I do. I don't really know. I only know one thing. That's pretty much it. But
what's the one thing you know? What you know,
dude? You trying to get me in?
You trying to make that his only trip?
Slice Stardust, free DLC. We have been through this before, brother. What you thinking?
So one of my predictions with the DLC was because the way the wording was in the little FAQ thing was like, yes, it's free, but it's earnable, right? So it's like an earnable sort of like you got to work towards it. So what I thought they would have done was they would have maybe had like an overall battle pass, right? And the characters are maybe at the end. So what you could do is you could do all the challenges, you can do the battle, like it's a free tier, you know, like on the free tier bit, and you could do it all, get it, cool, or you can just buy the battle pass, do all the tiers, boom, there's your character. I thought that might have been a way to say it's earnable and it's free, but we can also get some money out of it at the same time. I don't know if that's the case. That would have been cool, but I mean, they did the tease the other day, didn't they? It's, you know, Joker thing going on. Very cool. Looking forward to that. I think the reaction in the comments to the picture, and obviously everything our beloved Papa the Rapper has posted, is quite. I've seen good stuff. Like people seem pretty happy about it. To be fair, like people not really seen a lot of hate about it. But we got to wait until we see it. You know, until we see it.
Right.
Then we'll see. But I think I'm really curious about the monetization side of it. I hope that when they say free, they don't literally mean Avengers style, like it's only ever cosmetics. Like I would like for them to find it where it's a loophole where yes, it can be free, but if you want them now, then you can.
Can I interject on that 1 second? They never said all the DLC would be free.
That's true. That is very true.
Post-launch DLC would be free. So I mean, season 2 might be like $30 or something. You know what I'm saying? It is not. There's no tiers you can get it, but it is what it is.
It is weird that I'm a bit worried that it's free. Really, as a consumer, that should be like, yeah, get in. But because we've been through it before, we've done that, then you know, it's yeah. Anyway,
so not the game of free DLC.
Well, obviously, we know it. In the case of Avengers, it was a terrible idea, but they had a lot worse problems than just their monetization model that were contributing to their lack of money. But what I heard is that somebody that was at the event was told that the first year was going to be free, and then it was going to be monetized after that to some degree. And I think that's where the earnable language may come into play. And I think that's the way to do it. I think the idea of starting off with that free DLC makes sense, especially since you're in a situation where they're trying to win people over. You know, you had a lot of skepticism because this is a studio primarily known for their single player, you know, Batman games. So I like the idea that you kind of, even though people are still lying about the monetization, most people understand that this is a better sell by saying, okay, well, yeah, it's live service, but you're not actually paying for all the playable characters, the extra missions, everything like that. It's really just the cosmetics. That's a lot easier thing to pitch. That way, when someone complains it's live service, you could just point to say, well, yeah, but all that stuff you're saying about microtransactions simply aren't true. There are no loot boxes. There's not even a paid season pass. It's like you have the battle pass for cosmetics, and then everything else they're not charging for. So not really something you can actually argue, you know, without sounding like a complete idiot. So that's a good strategy on their part. But after that, yeah, it definitely makes sense to, especially if the game is successful, you want to be able to make sure you can pay for it. Now, obviously, if this is like a Fortnite level success, then they can just afford to monetize the cosmetics only. But you know, assuming that doesn't happen, which it probably won't, then yeah, it makes sense to roll out some monetization.
Miller Ross, free DLC. Suicide Squad kills the Justice League. What you think, sir?
Well, it's funny actually. I was so kind of taken aback when I had heard that same thing from I forget who out of the press event about the monetization system is going to change going into year 2, because it seemed like such a seismic change that it's just like no way. But then now I think in a world post like the Discord Q&A where they're like, yeah, we just got rid of Gear Score. Like, it's like, you know, maybe they are going for something that drastic, and it's just too far along in year 1 to make that change now. I do know, like, what can I say? I'm curious to see different elements of it. I mean, Avengers, like we said, had more problems. Like, you know, we're selling emotes, but we don't have an emote wheel. Like, it was, you know, every corner of it had some sort of wrinkle. And, I almost said Overwatch. Suicide Squad has, like, you know, we've got, like, those, like, play the game-ish animations, like the taunts you can send each other. And that's, like, propped up by the whole clan system. Like, there's a million things that are sort of, like, it's so feature-rich and so built on top of each other that, like, having extra types of cosmetics there, like, I could see buying into it more than like I ever did with just like, oh, here's a new takedown animation, you know what I mean? Like, it was like, okay, you know. And also too, they always like desynced on everybody else's screen, so it's like, who cares? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I think it's a more mature package, and I think it's I'm more tempted to spend money on it than I think I really was with Avengers. I was really nervous going in about the free model because, you know, that just means less money at the end of the day, and you don't have enough of it, you can't make it. And I want them to keep making it. But they are way further along on account of all the delays with like post-launch than I expected. So I think even if it kind of crashes and burns, we're in for a good time. And I'm just enjoying the ride.
Okay.
Now, I have a question real quick. Because I feel like when I watched the Dot stream my video, he made a big deal about the emote wheel. Was that not in the alpha, or
we had
the emote wheel was in the alpha?
Okay, but he was just bringing it up then. Okay, making sure. Yeah, because there is an emote wheel and it's cool.
Because of Avengers, yeah.
Who would want that?
I think I asked this question last week on the homie Deeper Depths channel when I was on with him. I think it was me, Sadat, and Kaz, somebody else maybe. I can't remember who were all there. But this was a good question. Do you guys think that like season 1 DLC is already completed, and like they don't even have to worry about that. It's ready to drop when they are ready for it to drop. Like say they like the game drops in 2 weeks, right? Say what was it, February, March. They're ready to drop it on March 1st. You think it's ready to go right now, Jay Shockblast?
I'm sure Miller knows the answer to the question, but so I feel like it's almost useless to ask us, and we should.
That's why he's going last.
Well, no, because now you're going to make us all look bad when we guess wrong.
No.
I mean, there has to be a certain level of it that's done. I mean, I would imagine, that they start working on the models, and I also feel like, based on the things that I've heard, that having all that extra time off, that like 9 months of extra time, like maybe that's exactly what they were doing, lining everything up so that once it did launch, they could hit it, on all cylinders. You know what I mean? So I'm sure there's a bunch of it done, maybe not all of it, but I'm sure they're ready to go.
Okay. Lejeune, what you thinking, bro?
I wouldn't say all, in my opinion. I mean, the discussions I had at the event, I ain't gonna lie, it seemed like they real confident. So I would say I don't know, they probably got the beginning and stuff done, probably just from the way they was talking, but I don't know about like the end. That's why.
Slice Stardust, what do you think?
I think these guys have got it figured out, to be honest. Like, I think that the time that they, the delays and everything else, I think that so with Avengers, their biggest thing was that they were playing catch up with themselves, because obviously the game launched the way it did, couldn't really work on post launch that much. They had like the foundation, but nothing was really done. You know what I mean? Because they were having to catch up with themselves, fix, and then there's like a team on the side, and it was like, they were like battling for control, so to speak. What's going to happen first? Whereas like this game seems like it's had that time to build the foundations, to sort of plant the seeds everywhere to such a long degree, as we know. Thank you, Miller. And
is he walking to the bathroom?
What is up with you wanting Miller to pee, bro?
Yeah.
I just wanted to keep the gag going.
Oh my god,
that was a good one.
What's happening? I can't remember what I was going to say now. Oh yeah. No, I definitely, I think I know it's not your fault. It's a P thing. Don't worry about it. And I think it's like 75% done. Like, I think that if they say, for example, I think March. If they said March, I would believe it. Like, I'd be like, yeah, this is going to be done. You know what I mean? It's going to be polished. It's going to be nice. It's going to be done. I think that they have my complete faith and confidence. I really do think they're going to smash it.
Okay. So Dr. Gamer, post-season DLC, you think it's completed?
My understanding is that they have a good amount of stuff complete, and they've got a pretty substantial roadmap. So they're
How many
not.
of you did I ruin with that?
So my understanding is that they're definitely
retweet that.
They're definitely a lot farther along than Avengers was, and they're not going to have this issue where the game launches and then we're waiting like 6 months for an answer to what's going on.
Oh wow. Miller, the man who actually can see.
Well,
go ahead.
They are further along. I mean, on account of the delays, like they're pretty far along. Is like Joker's season done? I wouldn't say it's done. I'm sure they're still tweaking, but like, could you probably play through it start to finish in like a 99% completed state, like on their build? Absolutely.
Wow.
But keep in mind too, like the game launches in. Okay, I don't even know if I can say this, but it's like whatever. The game launches into like what is referred to internally as season 0. Every season is split into 2 parts. Part 1 of season 0 is essentially just like the campaign and like a little bit of a post game. Okay. And then episode 2 of season 0 is like an independent episode. And then episode 1 of season 1 Kaboom, that's Joker, and that's like what they're teasing right now. So we have like a bit to go before then. You talked about how old that build is too. I mean, I'm looking at like like a while back, and it's like very far along. I mean, they cooked. They're definitely far enough along to be confident. I don't know. I just hit something with my controller. What did I hit? Oh, my microphone.
They told me that build was the alpha build was old.
Was it the toilet?
That's crazy how smooth that was on an old build. Like, I didn't have any hiccups. I think I may have, out of the 25, 30 hours I played, I think I may have had one frame drop, and it was playing solo, so it wasn't even with like a group or anything like that. They did a really good job on that alpha. So if the actual game is going to be much more polished, we in for a win. Go ahead, Miller.
Like, optimization wise, the game was targeting like 2 years ago. So I mean, if you look at the older trailers to now, graphically, they've pushed it. Like I know everybody's picked up on like the changes to Batman's suit, like, but even just in the open world, like they've pushed the graphics and they've had more time to refine and optimize, and they've come to a really good place, I think. Personally, for me, I'm in trouble because like my graphics card is great, but like on account of like the open world and stuff, and like the game is a lot more CPU dependent than GPU dependent. And my CPU needs an upgrade yesterday. Like, my graphics card is fine, but like my CPU is such a bottleneck playing it. I'm gonna have to be tweaking around in the settings forever. But
what y'all say? Sponsor Miller a PS5? Okay, let's get it.
I don't. I need to upgrade my PC so bad. I mean, you're probably seeing frame drops in here right now because this is on my PC, but
all right. Somebody mentioned that I was going to talk about it, but somebody already mentioned this, so let's just dive right into it. The gear, they've took away the power levels on the gear, so you can get a piece of gear in stage 1 and keep that gear into stage 20, and it still does the same amount of damage without hurting anything that you're doing. Is that correct? I think Stardust was the one who mentioned something like that.
I think Jay Shockblast is the one that mentioned it in his video after a conversation with the dev.
Anyway, like I was saying, Stardust was really.
Yeah, so I got that news from Jay Shotblast, and
listen. The news that I got from a dev was nowhere near as cool as Lejeune's, but
I got that. That was low.
I got something, and
go ahead, Jay.
No, it's just that's exactly what it was, and I don't think anybody necessarily noticed it as much, but I did mention it in my video, my impressions video, that was something that they did tell us, is that there's no gear score. So like whatever weapon you get at any point in the game, you can always use. Obviously what they're trying to do is, and this is going to be like a Trix ridiculous wet dream, like we're going to like all the build videos are going to be huge, and they've got lots of different builds already, so like it's really going to be a big deal. It's going to be how you build your character, how you build everything together. And, that's, I think, very interesting. And, like we all know what it's like if you've played any looter shooter before, to get a gun that you really love. Like in Borderlands, you get like a gun that you really love, and then like you're 5 levels too high and it's not doing enough damage, So now you don't have to worry about that anymore.
I felt that in Tiny Tina so bad, bro.
Oh my goodness. Especially Division. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, no levels on that thing, bro. What you thinking?
I'm so happy with that because I played too many looters, and that's the same problem where you got a good gun and you can't use it when you get to the max level. It's horrible. Like
Destiny, you good for that in Destiny, huh?
And Division got it bad. It got it bad.
Yeah, like think about getting a god drop like notorious weapon, and it's like, oh, it's level 5. That sucks. You don't have to worry about that anymore.
It's going to be crazy when you get that digital deluxe edition Black Mass Notorious weapons, and they can be used forever.
Literally.
Yeah,
Literally.
pre-order bonus weapons are always useful for like the first hour of the game.
Right.
That was actually something I was worried about, to be fair. Like, that was exactly, like, I was thinking, because there's been a few looter games, like, I think even Borderlands had this, where, like, you have guns that unlock at the start that are, like, they're all right. I mean, they're pretty good. You know, they're supposed to be for that level, but as soon as you're out of the tutorial, garbage. That was intended, obviously, so that you don't just steamroll the whole game. But now this, you know, it's the idea is that, like, you've paid the money. Here's some powerful weapons going fun, because guess what? It's PvE. Who cares? Like, let me enjoy myself. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm looking forward to. And I love the fact that, like, you know, just build. You can do what you want. Like, just have some fun with it. You know, like it's and again, it's rock steady confidence that there isn't this artificial nonsense geared power level grind to do it. It's just, it shows more confidence that they're going to keep you around long enough to enjoy the late game builds and things like that. It's so man, it's cool.
So I do want to flaunt something though. I do want to flaunt. I was the only person I was told about that gear sharing stuff with offline friends.
Listen, I already gave you powder back, bro. You got the better news.
That was going to be the next thing we talked about, but the Jew was like, you know what? Let me get my flex on real quick. Let me get my J-Shock flex on. As he should. Sadat the Gamer. What were we even talking about just now? I lost my
gear score.
Oh, gear score. None. Gun is gone. Yes, very.
I think once all the grifters and the Arkham fanboys are done and the game isn't the failure that they were desperately praying it would be, we're going to see a lot of think pieces and videos about how innovative Rocksteady's approach is to the looter genre and how it's going to is almost definitely shape future and even current looter type of games, because they just have so many quality of life features that players have been asking for literally years across many different games.
Yes.
And I think, and I'm looking forward to them getting their flowers. There's something like basic, like gear score, something that everything, like all the big things, Destiny 2 has, everybody's got gear score, and it's something players have just, they don't like it, but it just comes something they're used to. So the fact that they just said, yeah, you know what, gear score actually is stupid, we're just not going to do it. It's just shows how good Rocksteady is as a studio and how player focused they are, because it's so annoying because not only is it annoying when you get a high level weapon or a really good weapon and it's just useless like an hour later. It's clearly like artificial padding, because they'll be like, oh well, if you like in Outriders, you can get some cool pre-order stuff and you can level them up to be relevant, but it costs you resources to level it up. So that's the other thing they'll do. Be like, okay, well you can increase the power, but it's going to cost you all these resources. So you got to make sure you grab those resources so that you can afford to level that up. But then you're going to have to also have enough to level up. Like I'm so glad that Rocksteady is getting all that bullshit out of the way and just being like, you know what, let's just focus on putting gear with interesting perks and putting it in the player's hands. Okay, we got tons of build variety, all these different options, mix and match, have fun, play the way you want to play it.
Hoarders hitting you right on the head. You see, and like Avengers takes hours to level up that specific gear that you've been hunting for. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Oh, and it only worked on that one hero. You couldn't transfer it to nobody else or nothing like that.
Yep.
Let's go ahead and get Lejeune's news out the bag. I mean, it's not even really news at this point. It's just something that's happening. Being able to snatch up your friends or a leaderboard person's character and play with them, and they will be able to grab gear and level up and things like that on at the same time. I think that is the coolest, craziest things ever because I'm about to be stalking y'all players. Lejeune, your King Shark is going to be on. If I'm not playing Captain Boomerang, I'm sorry, Sadat. You're going to be playing with me even if you're not online, sir. J-Shock Blast, you can keep your characters where they are. I don't want them.
That's crazy.
That's so rude. I mean, at least J-Shock Blast got a mention.
You do know that you can have like 4 dead shots, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I do. But I don't like that. Y'all know me. I don't like the multiple.
Oh, it's immersion breaking. Oh.
Nah, just give me it as intended. Working. Speaking of working as intended, guys, we got this thing called the clip of the week. And I think since we were talking about Avengers, this clip of the week is actually going to be pretty spot on.
Why do I feel like it's going to be me?
Nah, it's not. It's not. You're lucky this time. You're lucky this time. But let's get this popping real quick. This clip is submitted by the homie J Coon Prime. So let's go ahead and watch that real quick. Can y'all see that? Let's get it popping. Boom. A little dot right. Getting it in.
What the fuck?
He got it in all right.
He playing on PC too. I already know.
Bro, what happened?
Jesus.
Oh.
Hey, yo.
Got the Nights on PC was...
To me, it just looked like Clayface 1. I don't know about you guys.
Oh, God.
Get good.
Ooh. I know that pain. I played it on PC.
Appreciate you for sending us the clip of the week. There's so Miller, you want to add anything on to the playing not or being able to grab your people real quick from offline while you're not online?
Did you even let Lejeune announce it?
Lejeune is gonna go. Miller, could you like? Would you like to add anything to that?
Such a fun feature, such a fun idea. I mean, I remember when.
Oh my goodness! In the background, it almost sent me into oblivion.
I can't. What do you do?
That was crazy. That's a screenshot. I ain't lying. I'm going to make a screenshot that you cooked.
You're welcome.
Okay, Miller.
I honestly, like, I was so taken aback by it when I heard it from Lejeune that I was like, is that real or was like something miscommunicated? You know what I mean?
Right.
Oh, jeez, I just went out of the camera. Oops. Anyways,
were you peeing?
Yeah. I sorry, I thought it was anchored on me. I almost like didn't believe it. Like I was like, seriously? Like that sounds like too good to be true. Like how big are our friggin' lockers gonna be? They're gonna have to be huge.
Yeah, I remember it was like I think it was 300. I think it's 300.
I feel like we're gonna hit that.
Nathan, that's actually crazy because you have to be sub to me to even write in this chat. So you literally wasted your time to sub so you could talk crash, and then the chat still eats you up anyway. Go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead. Go ahead. Anybody want to talk to Nathan since we're a bunch of losers? Jay, you got anything you like to say to Nathan Weber? Who's hiding his face behind the crazy. Anyways,
I feel like that's the weirdo that like started responding to like a month-old cry session for people bitching about New Game Plus not being out at launch. Like I don't know. I think I've already. It might not be the same person. I've been dunking on.
They're all the same person, Jay. They're all the same.
Very, very fair. Very fair.
That is true.
They all share the same brain. That's for
sure. They borrowed it. Anyway, my dude, Lejeune, you want to say anything to this guy, Mr. Nathan Weber?
Appreciate the view.
Right. Hey, Star, would you like to address our friend, Mr. Nathan?
Yeah, listen, you're right, bro. Subscribe to a real winner, High Ruler. subscribe to someone who's really on the come up. Small YouTuber, High Ruler.
Sadat, would you want to say something to our friend, Mr. Nathan Weber?
Yeah, calling people who are better than you losers on the internet isn't going to make your parents love you anymore. I'm sorry.
Fatherless behavior.
Did you just call him a window licker?
Find God, find a hobby, touch grass.
Getting all that attention you wanted.
That's what he wanted. He wanted the attention.
We
so
gave
we're gonna
it to
give it to you. Miller, would you want to address this guy before we kick him out of here to never be seen again?
You know, this is like the best part of his week, right?
He's on the ride. He's probably recording this portion like, yes, they spoke me. They spoke me.
He gonna put it on Twitter. I gotta see.
I hope so. That'll make it so much better for him.
Twitter.com/Miller with 8 M's. Please subscribe to me.
There you go. Get out of here, loser. Ban and delete.
That famously works.
All righty.
Trying to put it on Twitter for us to see there. Good luck. Please do.
My homie, Sadat, you want to go ahead and address the being able to grab your folks real quick from while you're playing and they're offline?
Oh yeah, this is perfect for me. I'm looking forward to Cap Tay and Lucky Ray Gun grinding for me.
Come back with a maxed out everything, right?
I'm gonna put Aqua to work too.
Oh wow!
I'm gonna have everyone in the Discord grinding while I'm sleeping.
Bruh. Wait, didn't Hyrule have somebody stream for him while he was asleep or whatever, something like that? When y'all were playing Avengers, he was like sleep and they finished the level. I think it was Aqua and Neo or something like that.
I did a mega high for Hyrule when he was high once. I don't know if that's.
Oh Lord.
I was just mumbling a song, and it was really weird. It was like maybe I shouldn't say this, but he was like singing like a weird song in like the PlayStation microphone. So while I was just doing the Mega Hive with an AFK out on Cloud 9 Hyrule, I could just hear him going like down in my the microphone. I was like,
wait, he came back with another account, yo.
Oh my god, you really did it. The saddest
He
thing.
had to make a burner account because he has bro. The saddest thing is he doesn't realize it. He probably doesn't realize. Actually, he probably does realize this himself. He's gonna cry after this, but it's 8:00 on a Saturday night.
Exactly.
And he has nothing better to do than to go into the stream of Doom Killer HD and create not one but 2 burner accounts. Just so he can yell at a bunch of strangers on the internet.
Bro, I am and that's so funny though, because that was literally if y'all can read this, the next thing on the list is toxic comments. Comments, bro.
And make the most generic insults too. Like, bro, good job.
Legitimately maidenless behavior, bro. It's Saturday. Bro, you're not. It's Saturday, bro. You're not at the club. You're not at the bar. You're not out with your friend. You're not at Dave and Buster's. You're not at work.
You're not peeing in VR.
You're by yourself. You're not even with virtual friends. You're not even in a Twitter space. You're by yourself in Doom Killer HD's chat trying to argue with people that you.
That's hilarious. Well, I just wanted to address this because it literally has been really quiet since first when Miller came through with his article. He kind of shut up a lot of people. Then with Jay, Lejeune, Caboose, and the rest of the gang going to WB and doing the whole thing that they did, when they dropped those videos, it got quiet. A lot of those toxic comments went away. Those people, except for Derek Williams, aka Nathan Weber, whatever he's going to come up with next. I don't know what his next name is going to be, but
probably
except for probably donated at least $100 to Kyle.
I woke up on Christmas morning and opened up Twitter
and saw a man riding a horse
to find a horse rider dissing not Lejeune, but Jay Shotglass and Sadat the Gamer on Christmas morning. I'm just for
having the audacity to say, "Well, you live by the sword, you die by the sword." That's what I said.
Yeah. All I did was point out
horse rider.
He's a superhero YouTube grifter who is he's trying to both ride the suicide.
Oh, because he owns a horse ranch.
Yeah,
Oh, I got
he's riding the line of trying to be a Suicide Squad hater and shill at the same time, because I think he actually likes the game because he said he's going to buy it, but he wants to get the rage clicks because just in case, that's the only other way his channel is going to be relevant.
I want to tie this into the last question, which was the pulling people in. I'm looking forward to pulling in Sael into my squad, Savage into my squad, and who else are we going to pull in? Who's the weirdo?
Godslave?
Got it.
Forgot about
because all three of them are going to be at the top of the leaderboard because they have no life and they're just going to play thousands of hours of it, and we're all going to see their names 100%. There. Like we're all going to get match made with them at some point, like we did in Avengers. It's going to happen.
I can't imagine running a Superman raid with Kyle, dude. I just can't.
Can you imagine Christmas Day and you're like having to convince people? Oh no, I spent time with my family. I spent 4 hours with them, and then I went and made a diss track and rode a horse. I'm so cool,
bro. I was in disbelief. I literally locked my account and just went and hung out with my family and through the holidays, bro. Because I was just like, this is ridiculous.
The cringiest thing about the person that I had noticed is that they kept bragging about their sub count in an argument with Sadat and Jay. I was like, you okay, that's an interesting thing to go on. That's okay. In my opinion, right, if you've got under 100K anyway, bragging about your subscribers looks really lame regardless. There's one thing about being pres, another thing using it in an argument, right? And I just think, it made me gag. I was like, I do not want to interact with this person. That's why I never said anything, because I just knew that if you're gonna
you knew we could handle it too.
Yeah, well, I know, of course, yeah, but I
don't even know how I got lumped into that, because all I said was something so generic. I wasn't making a stance on the subject. I just said in a meme, in a GIF, you live by the sword, you die by the sword.
You got a whole rap song this about.
He lives for this. No, his whole MO is that he's a complete clout gobbler. He needs people to interact with him on Twitter to feel something.
Yeah, I'm over the whole thing, to be honest with you. I just feel like I'm on my I think Trix summed it up best in our group chat. He was like, Jay was just like, I like it, fuck you. That's literally what where I'm at. Okay, I like it, I'm gonna play it. I don't care if you're sad about it. Go cry somewhere else. There's literally a million video games you could be playing. I'm sorry you don't don't like this one. Who cares? Not every game is gonna be for you.
Man, what you're saying is so on point. What I don't understand is, if you post something that you like, why does everybody that doesn't like it need to post on it? If you post something that you don't like, why does everybody that does like it need to post on it? You know what? Just mind your damn business. If you don't got nothing good to say, don't say nothing at all. That's what my grandma used to tell me when I was young.
My two favorite things that these people are doing lately is, number one, you're not objective. I'm not a fucking journalist. I'm a YouTuber that makes how-to videos and likes to have fun playing video games. I'm not reporting the news. I don't have to be objective. And you're biased. Yes, I agree. Everybody's opinion is bias.
Yeah. Let's wrap up this wrap up. Final thoughts on the Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League as a game that's coming out in 2 weeks. Whether you're excited, whether you're not, whatever. Just give me your thoughts on it, and we'll start with you, Mr. Miller Ross.
I'm really into it. I like what I see. I'm ready to go. I wish I had it right now. I feel too, there are, how do I explain it? I don't know. There's so many games out there that rarely does one catch my interest to this extent. And so I'm just ready to go. we've been talking about this game for so long. It's almost here. And that's great. We waited that long. We could wait another 2 weeks. But like, I want it today.
I hear that.
I just want to play it.
Lejeune, I know you are crunching your time and we're about to get out of here anyway. So you want to follow up, Miller, my dude?
Honestly, I ain't gonna lie. As a fan of looter shooters, they cooking, bro. I would be honest, they cooking. At first, I was a little bit like, I was still excited to play the game, but I just wasn't sure because it's Rocksteady. They made the Batman games, but I ain't gonna lie, they got me by surprise, especially from that Q&A. Yeah, they got it. They got it.
Jay Shock Blast.
I'm just ready for it to be out there. Let people play it. Listen, it's not a Batman game. It's never going to be. It's not the fake Superman that never was going to happen. All right, you can play it, or you can just not play it. Like, just leave people alone, man. I'm rooting for them. I want this game to be successful. Everybody should want every game to be successful. That's the way it's supposed to work. You shouldn't spend all your energy pre-launch trying to make the game fail, or want the game to fail. Talk about wanting the game to fail. All right, if live service isn't for you, don't play it. If looter shooter isn't for you, don't play it. I don't care if it's a superhero game, okay? You're not entitled to every superhero game. Marvel Snap is not interesting to me, but it's beloved by so many people. Why would I ever wish that away for them? You would never hear me say, man, why did Marvel waste their time on a stupid card game? They could have been making, a Deadpool game. It doesn't work that way. So just let people like what they like. If you don't like it, there's literally so many other video games you can play. Just go play them.
Slice Stardust.
I am someone that when I first looked at the trailers, the very first trailers, the very small snippet of gameplay that you saw without the HUD and everything else, and the premise and everything else, I was a bit like, I don't know. There's definitely messages of me somewhere saying, probably not even going to buy this, to be fair. And then as it got closer and closer and closer, my interest started peaking a little bit more. And then I finally got to play it myself. And I was like, I get it. Okay. It was that meme of what's his face? And he was like, I get it, and then seeing all the looter stuff involved with that as well. And everything else, man, it's going to be something that I'm definitely going to deep dive into. And in an ideal world, I'd love for my character to be good enough that people want them on the team leaderboards wise. That's the goal. That's an actual thing. As soon as I heard that, I was like, I want my character to be so sick that people look for me in the leaderboards and say, I want that one on my team. That would be brilliant for me. I'd be well happy with that. And
so
all I want,
you gotta go.
All I want for the future is just to stay as far away from negative people as humanly possible, and just talk with like-minded people like yourselves that are able to sort of give praise and criticism when it's deserved and needed. And that's it. And I mean, that's just it. Whereas Avengers, I was getting into it with all sorts of haters and all shills or whatever. I'm not interested in that. I've grown up since then. Do you know what I mean? I'm 23 now. I can't be doing with it.
I hear it. Sadat the Gamer.
Blockbuster worthy story. Eurogamer. A turbocharged supervillain frenzy that feels and looks incredible. Games Radar. I now have February 2nd on my calendar. Suicide Squad Kill Justice League launches 16 days, 12 hours, 7 minutes, and 13 seconds. I just made $1,000. Okay.
That is so random. I like it. I like it.
I can't with this.
It's just something you wouldn't expect him to do.
Because he's silly, bro. Give me your thoughts on.
Actually, just sent me that. Actually, just sent me that email. I just read it. I just thought it was funny. It popped up. Suicide Squad Killer Justice League is basically Marvel's Avengers 2.0. It's pretty much everything people wanted, and it's going to have all the usual story beats. Oh, you're playing this. How much did they pay you? A dead game, and except then when the game is actually successful, they're just going to be like, it's going to turn to a Spider-Man PS4 situation where it's like, man, Man, I can't believe people hated on this game, man. It's the best.
Bruh. I feel that. For me, I'm excited for Suicide Squad. Now my channel hasn't really been doing well covering Suicide Squad, but I think it's a game that I'm going to enjoy covering, that's all I can really ask for. You know what I'm saying? That's going to be dope for me. Being able to run with your friends, running solo, or pulling people off the leaderboards or whatever. You know what I mean? I think that the gaming community, especially my personal community that I have, Doom Squad and the people on Twitter and whatnot, I think that this is going to be good for them. We've wanted something like this for a good long time. We almost had it with Gotham Knights. It just didn't pan out. I think this time around that Rocksteady, as Lejeune said, they cooked. So I'm ready to feast on what they got coming in less than just about 2 weeks. So Miller, thank you for coming on the show. Happy birthday again, my dude.
Well, thank you for having me, and thank you for that birthday wishes.
No problem at all. See you in the after show, not the podcast, but the show. Sadat the Gamer 2020 Twin, thank you for coming through, bro. It's always a pleasure to have you on talking your trash because you talk a lot of it.
Subscribe to the After Show podcast. We are less than 100 subscribers away from 1,000.
Let's go. Get that YouTube money. Slice Stardust, thank you for coming through from across that pond, bro. Hopefully I see you in the after show so we can laugh and giggle some more, my friend. Peace, love, hair grease to you, dude. Thank you. Lejeune, my country bumpskins. What's good with it, sir?
What's good?
Nah, man, thank you for taking the time. I know you got to get up and go to work, so if you ain't in the after show, not the podcast, but the actual show, I'll see you around, my dude. Appreciate you for coming through, man. All right. Chase Shot Blast, Money Bags. Bye. Thank you guys, chat, for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. Jay is probably flipping me off right now. Thank y'all for tuning in, man. Look, it's been a while since I've done the wrap up. It feels good to be back. Cannot wait to see you guys again next week. So, with all of that said, thank y'all for coming through. Laissez les bon temps rouler, which means let the good times roll. Peace out, people.
What's shaking, people? It's Doom Killer HD. Sit back and relax. You are now rocking with the best. Let's go! It's the weekly wrap up, the home of the hot news. Break it down, bite size, so it's easier to consume. All facts, no cap. We winning and can't lose. Is it fire or trash? The only thing you can choose. Discussing all of the topics, using reason and logic. Deep dive into these trailers, so if you